Well, and we are underway. There's going to be quite a bit of background noise in here while they're doing roll call for the next event.
Bobby B.
One of the
Bobby
unfortunate
Williams.
casualties of a overcapacity turnout
Bobby
is that
Williams.
things kind of run right into one event into the next. So
Brandon Ingram. Junior.
Say Roger's in a pretty good rhythm right now, that's for sure. Like I said, I played him last night. He's playing extremely well.
Don
He's really
Stosler.
tough to play against because he
Seth Queen.
controls every frame he wants to
Eddie
control. It seems
Raymond.
like he's really good at throwing deep
Eddie
ones,
D.
deuces, sticking any weight he wants
Randy
to stick,
Johns.
and of course he's a great lagger.
Gary DuPont.
And he's one of those
Gary
players you really
George.
do not want to get behind against
Gary
because he
Mahaffey.
has the best blast in
Gary
the game,
Thompson.
and it's really tough to
Lynn
come back against a
Smith.
guy like that.
Gordon Titus. Jackie Imus.
yeah, and even
Jackie Stolarchev.
the last match,
James Gordon.
Roger was really dialed into lagging from
James
this end, and
Gordon.
they managed to get the game started.
James
So
O'Brien.
that Roger had the hammer on the other end,
Jerry.
which is tougher to lag, and he started out with a
Jim
3 and then a 2. And
Jody Healy.
Yeah, he's dialed in, that's for sure.
Jody Berry.
In my opinion, on this board, you want the hammer on the other end from where they're at right now, but we'll see how it plays out.
that's what I, of course, didn't play in the tournament, but from the commentating yesterday, that certainly looked to be the better lagging end.
Josh Adel. Joyce Roberts.
The thing about Jim, though, is he's one of the better grinders in the game. He's very patient.
Kelly Cameron.
Doesn't necessarily feel the need to pass a lot of weights if he gets behind. He often can lag his way back in, but
Kenny Haas.
his body language shows that he is extremely frustrated.
Linda Nobles. Lorraine. Malin. Marcus Zapata.
And the first game of the prior match, he lost by missing a wide open weight. Roger just had to throw his hammer
Mike Landry.
over the foul line, and
Mike
game
Helm.
2, Jim lagged off the side
Mike Taylor.
Yeah, that's
at the end
very
of the game.
unusual.
So those
Mike
are
Waters. Missy. Neil Petter.
those are tough when you're trying to compose yourself. There's always that factor of knowing that everybody in the house saw you make 2 really horrible shots at the end of a match, and
Absolutely.
to anybody who hasn't been there, trust me, that feels like the weight of the world.
You can definitely feel those eyes on you whenever you get deep in a tournament, especially in a place like this. Well, I was surprised Roger left his last weight on the last frame, and I mean he did it on purpose. So maybe he wants to go the other way, or maybe he was just trying to put a deuce or 3 down there and didn't get it there.
Well, is he going to pass a weight
It
early
looks
here?
like we're passing a weight right out of the gate. I like it.
Yeah, though he didn't do any of that early in either of the previous 2 matches.
I mean, I think that probably tells you he's really confident right now, and he feels like if he doesn't get in there, that's a weight he could make the combo on fairly easily. So just starting out very aggressive.
Ronnie McMillan.
Let's see if he does it again. Nice shot by Jim, but we have the same situation
Wes
here.
Langton. Sharon Canino.
Here he comes.
Yeah, I'm almost surprised that Jim didn't hit that hard and just kind of bail out on this.
I'm sure he would have rather that hit and win after seeing Roger going around that first weight. It gets into a deuce, but it's wide open from the right side.
Okay.
Yeah, that didn't move towards the center at all at the end there.
Taylor.
Well, Jim's got a chance to put some early heat on Roger if he can get a little roll here.
Terry Travis.
He shot that really well. Nice shot.
Well, he didn't get the roll he might have liked, but nonetheless, he's got a lot of board tied
Travis
up there.
Jr.
He took control of this frame, though. Now he has a chance to go in there and make Roger shoot at something instead of lag with his hammer. Looks like he's not really sure which way he wants to go.
Brandon Ingram.
Seems to me from the little bit I watched this board that coming in left to
Greg
center
White.
is a better pass shot than coming in right to center, which is the lane that Roger just chose.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Ronnie McMillan. Steve Taylor.
just running really flat down there right now. That didn't move him in much either, but early in the game, yeah, not a bad situation at all if you're Jim.
Right. Get him
Lagging
lagging
against two fairly deep ones with the center of the board pretty well plugged up.
Thing about Roger, I can tell you, he's still going to push for the end here.
Yep, absolutely. And he just
Like I
continues
said,
to look dialed in.
Yeah, like I said, I think he's on the lagging end, so we'll see how quick they figure that out, if that's the case, and if they start to fight for hammer down there.
Guys, hold it down. Aaron Pierce. Alvin McDonald. Alvin.
Roger really wasn't happy. He threw his first weight off there. And like I said, he really likes to control the frames. So he'll probably be trying to stick this first weight and not let Jim practice his lag over and over.
Okay, Alvin.
I'm sure you've already commented on this, but I think now the last 3 times Roger's been here, he's been in the finals every time, which is extreme.
I guess I didn't realize that.
That is extremely
I did
impressive.
comment about him being in the finals last year, and yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, that's pretty
Yeah,
amazing
after
right
missing a
there.
couple years. Yeah, wow.
He's a great player. I mean, just a great, great player.
Bill Kelly. Bill Swindell. Vida. Bob Ganaway. Bob Ganaway.
Look at that shot right there.
Bob Voorhees.
Yeah, and if he wins this, what is he, about 30, 32 or thereabouts?
Little 3/8 wide span right there. Blast down the rail, slides it to a deuce. That's a sick shot. Thing is, like I said, I don't think this is a lagging in, so Jim may not mind sticking this for 2.
Brad Schultz. However you pronounce that. Sorry. Brett
I
Allen.
think this is a really big shot here. Jim does not lock it out of his hand.
Brian, did you
Wow,
see your-
missed it by a mile.
Yeah.
Kristen Smith. Christine Mahaffey.
Here's the thing, though. If
Cody
Jim's
Langton.
Jim's frustrated right now, but if he gets dialed in on this end, I think he may not end up hating that shot
Oh, another one.
a few frames later if he can keep the hammer down there.
Shadower. Debbie Williams. Debbie Denton.
Roger starts out with his usual deep one or deuce. Nothing to go around. Doesn't let Jim practice his lag.
Don Prescott.
I'm sure he got a lot of tutorials about controlling frames from Kelly Cameron down in Houston, which is one of the best there is at that.
Yeah, that is certainly one of Kelly's strengths, and
Ed Stolarchuk.
yeah, I've heard Roger talk about that, how much he's learned about the importance of doing that and how to accomplish it.
Yep.
Okay, thank you. Fred Miller.
And if Roger does go on to win this,
Neil
he'll be on that
Erdogan.
short list of people that have won the event more than once, and he will be the youngest to have done it by
Harvey Comer.
a mile.
By a Mill Creek mile. That's right. Oh,
Is
wow.
that an Oklahoma expression?
That is.
Ellen Soto.
That Mill Creek miles. That is a long. That's a long ways. It's longer than a normal mile.
JC. Jackie Trotter.
And
Yeah, I'm thinking Dan Hitt was probably the youngest person to have done it twice, but I think he had to be 40 by the time he did that, and Roger's, what, early 30s?
Jay
yeah, I
Becker.
believe so. Yeah, early
Jay
30s.
Norman. Jeff Del Pia.
And this is just real unfortunate here. Jim pops a deuce. Probably isn't even going to get a chance to lag right here. He's going to have to shoot it a combo.
But you can give it to us anytime.
Yeah, he's missed a number of weights, pretty uncharacteristic of Mr. Payne.
Jeff Del Pia.
I think this will go in there, and he can stick this.
Jim Chapman.
head on, I think, and he might even get a roll out
Jim
of it.
Yeah,
Durasso.
I think if I remember from watching
Jim
yesterday,
Wild.
it pulls away from it just a little bit early and then just kind of
Jim
goes there at
Lynch.
the end.
Right. I think it will go there if you
Jim
throw a good shot.
Monzon.
This is a big shot right here.
It'll be just a little
Jim
harder than lagging
Monzon.
speed to get that move. I'm a little surprised he's going with the.
Little finger shot. It looks
I think it's
good.
going to stay.
It looks good.
Oh, yes, sir.
Jim
It's a
Peterson.
nice
shot. Boy,
that
did
is
he need that.
Yeah, that's
Jim
huge.
Rollins.
Right the ship a little bit right
Jim
there.
Rogers.
Calm the nerves.
Jim Wolf.
Well, I did mention this yesterday and also today, but I'm not sure if you heard the comment or
Joe
not.
Soto.
Yesterday made a comment about kind of a changing of the guard in the pro ranks with Bill Melton and Darrell not being here and David Williams Sr. And just a few minutes after I made that comment, I got a text from Ferland Kearns, which said that Bill said to tell you we're going to be there next year. So
That's great. That's great.
I think the last time we made an announcement a few years ago about
John
that
Durisso.
Bill Melton may have played his last tournament here.
John Portman.
What was that, 3 years ago?
John Schramm.
Yeah.
Because his eye operations, and he come back the next year out of retirement and won the thing. So
Judy Morpheus.
He's amazing, and he told me he wasn't coming this year, but I didn't believe it till the singles started, honestly, because I really expected him to make it out. Really hope he makes it back out next year.
Lee Williams. Leslie Peterson.
You can see there Roger going around with the hammer here. I think maybe he's trying to flip it, and plus he's just an aggressive player.
Linda Anthony.
I really think if he gets out of this frame giving up one, he's not going to be upset at all.
Linda Rawlings. Lola Reeser.
But yeah, it's very weird not having I didn't know Darrell as well. I've only met him a couple of times out here, but knowing Senior and Bill, it's really weird not having them out here. Every major tournament since I started playing it a few years ago, they've been here and been in the hunt to win, obviously.
Matt Bell. Matthew Raimondo.
but I love what I see as far as the future of the game
Michael
goes.
Jacobs.
With our Division III being full with a waiting list and
That's a great
a
sign.
lot of young up-and-coming pros in this division right now. It's as wide open as it's ever been.
Natalie Dickey. Nick Stormy.
Yeah, it is a really good sign to see all these young players out here this year. 2 years ago when I came it wasn't even close to this, so the game is growing. Really good sign.
Penny. Preston Johnson.
Jim's going to try to bury one right
Randall
here, and it
Barber.
will go right behind that weight.
Richard Hughes. Rob Wright.
Ugh.
Yeah, and unlike the Bill
Robert
and Darrell
Atkins.
era, if you will, where the two of them were so dominant that it really hurt the pro singles ranks.
Ruben Martinez.
Pretty much everybody in the world felt like they had no chance to finish any better than third when those two were just absolutely owning all the tournaments.
Ryan Hoy. Ryan Norman.
Now there's a feeling like there's a lot of people that can win it and
Sammy Stringer. Scott Jacobs.
can only be good for the game going forward. That's really not that big of a deal. He wanted the big lag there, but like you said, he now got the hammer from the better lagging end.
Right.
And 5-4's certainly not a bad score to have flipped it at.
He would have rather switched it for one, but like you're saying, it's not as bad as it could be on some boards. We'll see what he lags right here.
I'll get that for the week. Connie Rayner. Terry Quayle. Tim DeSombre. Todd Hartzman. Todd Patterson. Tom Ponce. Tom White. Tony Basticherry. Tony Basticherry. Vera Lipset. Wally Ewing. And Wayne Keebler.
Takes.
Jeff Delphia show up. Jim Monzon.
like you said, a couple of contrasting styles here. Jim never even thought about passing that weight. Even with the hammer, he's not going to think about passing many weights as long as the score is
Well, it's actually
close.
Rogers' hammer.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah,
But
never even going to think
yeah,
about it.
no,
Even
no
with
question.
it, I don't think he would. Just going to trust his lag, and I don't blame him because he's got a great lag.
But yeah, you are correct. Generally, Jim does not pass a weight unless he's down 3, 4, 5 points.
Okay, I'm
There's a
working
good
on
stick
finding
right
some
there,
of these
deep
people.
one.
Stay around, but
Puts a little pressure on Roger.
for those of you that are a bit up here telling me that you want to get in, because I may be able to do it now. So if you answer drill call, then you're free until.
Going the other way, I would hate that stick, knowing that you're possibly going to flip it. But from down here, that's a great shot. It's got to go.
Yeah, boy, that's nobody ever likes to come up short on what is essentially what we would consider
Free lag.
a free lag.
Right. And I mean, these last 3 frames, they're just huge for Jim. We was talking about how much he was struggling, maybe the nerves and everything, and all of a sudden he goes from down 4-1 to up 6-4, and he has the hammer on the lagging end. So I think he's routed the ship a little, probably feeling pretty good right now.
And both of these two boards have had spots where Jim could throw left crosses that stay right on the rail, which is what he loves to do and to stay out of trouble.
Right.
Well, I think we all know what'll happen if Payne happens to stick this weight.
Yeah, Roger's definitely looking to gamble a little this frame.
And though Jim does not really have a blast shot per se, he is very proficient at hitting them just off center and hitting and going when he wants to. Roger's checking out the speed a little bit down there.
Now we'll see if Jim agrees with me on the lagging ends here. If he does, he'll throw this weight off. If he doesn't really mind it, he'll go ahead and keep it on. Looks like he's practicing that shot that he missed earlier and throwing it off.
As you would expect an accomplished player to do.
Yes. Doesn't take them long to figure out where they want that hammer. He gave it a push, and from that end, I'm just telling you, from
close.
down here, when you go for the end, that's what's going to happen. It is a very tough lagging in from down here. I probably lagged off 5 or 6 times against Roger last night trying to catch up in the second and third games.
Well, and another miss.
It's very uncharacteristic from Jim.
I'm not keeping track, but I'd have to say that's the 5th or 6th weight that he's missed between these two matches, and yeah, that's.
And a really nice shot by Roger. He's trying to punish him for it. Bumps it right on into a deuce with a little separation. He's going to be trying to make the double here.
Chipmunks on in here.
Oh,
Anybody know
That
where
rail's
he
just a
is?
little flat.
He's on his way. 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 He
Yeah, we did see a number of misses down that left rail yesterday. Just a little extra speed, and it just kind of hung up there.
Yes.
Didn't take the break.
That's it was a pretty nice cover, and it rocked back a little. Now Jim can see it. I'm sure he'll be going after this
But
deuce
again,
this
if
time.
he just a hair too much speed, it's going to stay right on that rail.
Yeah, this is not an easy shot. Looks like he went with a finger shot this time.
Yeah, and I don't think that's going to break over.
He did at least pick it out. Now Roger's looking to put a deep one or deuce in here, not necessarily a 3.
Well, he definitely gave it a push.
He gave it a shove.
Just
Yeah, he's not happy with himself right there. That is a really poor shot, considering the circumstances. Now Jim's got a free lag on the lagging in. I would really expect a deuce here, as good a lagger as he is.
yeah, and as you alluded to, that didn't need to be a 3 or anything from Roger. Just two weights clogging up the center with a chance to flip the hammer and tie the game is
Absolutely. Uncharacteristic mistake right there. He's a very smart player.
looked like Jim did not turn it loose.
He did not throw it.
Lord. And that may have just been a conscious decision that he was going to go up by 3 and keep
Go
the
up
hammer
by
where he
3,
wanted
keep the
it
hammer
instead
down there.
of
Yeah,
instead of pushing for the end.
yeah.
Tapping himself on the temple there, like he's giving himself some sort of mental reminder or chastising. Hard to say.
I saw that. And once again, if he leaves any one on the board here, I wouldn't be surprised to see Roger play around. We'll see. He might just be wanting to ride himself, though, and stick this weight.
Yeah, it definitely looks like Roger wants to stick that, maybe roll out towards the center a little.
And like you said, now that Jim knows that these rails will hold down there, expect to see a lot of weights, a lot of deep ones down there on that rail to stay out of trouble.
Let's see if Roger tries to bump this or pass it.
Yeah,
Looks like he's trying to pass it.
He's trying to flip it now. He's not upset with that shot at all, I promise. There's a lot of options now. If Jim tries to hit the blue one off, it opens up a go around. If Jim tries to tap it, now there's action on the board. That's a pretty good shot by Roger. And I'm thinking Jim probably will try to tap this red weight.
I would think so.
He's going down to look right now. He's going to see if when he taps the red, if the weight he's throwing will still be ahead of the blue. That's what he's seeing right now.
We can't find Brandon Ingram, so he's out.
So Jim goes for the bump there and comes up short. So now Roger has
opportunity.
options.
Pretty tough little bump on that blue weight,
It
but
sure
I think
is.
that's what he's going to try.
Yeah, it didn't take him long to settle on that shot either. Yeah, it's like you said, it's just a really tough shot on that rail, really tough.
Yeah, not only is that cross a little tricky as you get close, but even the rail itself, that's actually how Junior got beat over on this board yesterday. Payne's last weight over in that same spot, and Junior dumped it off the side, shooting at it down the rail. So it's definitely tricky.
It is.
And that several foot area right where that weight is.
Jim going to try to block the board here while passing that blue. Looks like a really nice shot. That's perfect. I'm interested to see if Roger's going to lag here or take one off. Down 3, he's probably going to lag, even though it's the tougher end.
Okay, Matt Val is out. If anybody can get a hold of
It's a
him.
flag right up the middle, looks like.
Not much room there. Jim made a really nice shot. Little luck there to get by that weight. Looks like it might have even spun ahead of the red. We got a question here from Bethany Roar Freeze that John's going to try to answer. I do not know the answer to this.
The answer is that 5 people have won this event more than once. Kelly Cameron, Dan Hitt, and Bobby V have won it twice apiece, and then Bill and Darrell with 6 apiece, and in an entirely different planetary system than the rest of us reside
That's
in.
unbelievable. And what, this is the 27th year?
Yeah.
So they've won it 12 times combined, almost half the time.
12
it's
out
been
of
here.
26.
That's unbelievable.
Hard to see that either one of those, I think they're going to be tied forever.
For a long time, yeah.
If anybody challenges that, it'll be whoever my successor is.
It might be
at the helm.
It could be the guy on the end of this board. Rogers, he's just such a great player. His game is built for tournaments also. And he's really young, so who knows. But, yeah, that's unbelievable. To tell you how unbelievable that is, one of the craziest stats I've heard is David Williams Jr. and Mike Taylor, maybe the 2 best players in the game today, and have been for a while. It's debatable, but they're up there, obviously. Neither one of them have ever won a pro singles in Reno, which is just – it's unbelievable that that's the case. It tells you how tough a field is out here every year.
Yeah, and both of them look to be really primed to play well this weekend. They look focused and ready, both of them. And
it's just a minefield getting through here. I mean, there is no easy road. I mean, there's not. You're going to get everyone's best shot. Everyone looks to this tournament.
yeah, because really among the other people who have won it once, many of them are not even really tournament active at this point in time any longer. Tony Appel's won it once. I guess Steve Otten, somebody who's not playing that much right now, is another one. Wish I had the list in front of me, but
I think this is Jim's lag right here. He gave this one a push. And it does crawl in there. Nice lag by Jim.
yeah, as incredible a story as it would be if Bill Melton did attend next year and managed to win number 7, it's almost really fitting that him and Darrell are tied.
Yeah, when I first started playing, you would hear who, you want to know who the best players are or were of all time. And the 3 names I always got, of course, I got Bill because I live right next to Bill and we're in Oklahoma. You also heard Billy Mays a lot, which obviously Billy was great. And Darrell Nelson is the other one. Whenever I came out here, I really heard a lot about Darrell. But those are the 3 names I heard thrown around the most whenever I started playing. And I guess maybe whenever this started, maybe Billy was a little past his prime, or it's just one of those deals to where Darrell and Bill, it fit them better.
Yeah, I think both of them were more tournament player types than Billy was.
Right. We know how much Billy loved to gamble. Whether it's a tournament or not, he's going to try to put one in there on you.
Yeah, I always say that Billy didn't care who won the tournament as long as he made the prettiest shot of the weekend. That was good enough for him.
He did enjoy going for that big shot.
Well, and Billy, just being Billy, he missed quite a few of these, just being stubborn. He showed up late one time, got fined for it, and then skipped like the next 6 years to prove a point. Which I'm not sure what that proved, but it's certainly not out of character.
No, it's not.
For the late, great Billy Mays.
Looks like now Roger hopped a deuce down there. So this game it started off 4-1 Roger, if you remember, and now it's 9-5 Jim. So just shows you how quickly that momentum can change in these things.
It's just interesting because the previous match was pretty well played for the most part, and this one's been kind of sloppy.
This board, I'm telling you, I played Roger last night, and I'm not going to say much because it made me look pretty silly. It is not the easiest of boards. It's not a bad board. It's just it is not easy. If you throw a bad shot, it will punish you.
And I couldn't see because Jim was blocking the view, and I didn't see on the camera. Did he touch that blue weight?
I think he
or did it
just
curl
barely
out.
I think he touched it, and he's lucky he didn't touch it and move it over to the rail more.
Interesting. Wow, great shot.
That's what we call a game saver right there. Instead of going down 11-5, now it's 9-6. Yeah, that's a great shot.
Jim is definitely talking to himself a little bit because he knows how close he was to really stepping on Roger's throat there.
Yeah, he didn't want to get deep there and leave any kind of carom shot like that for Roger. He has the best rail in the game. You do not want to leave him that shot. He's going to make it.
Yep, and no surprise. Roger's going to try and come in there.
And now you can see Roger's body language. He is definitely a little frustrated here, but he likes that shot. He knows he's going to get action now.
He's a little bouncy down there. He's kind of got that. Let's see what you got there, Mr. Payne. Kind of body language going. He's chuckling a little bit. You don't suppose he's listening to the live feed while he's playing?
He might have it on his phone. Who knows? He wants to see what we're saying. Get some pointers from the guy he just demolished.
Travis, are you in here?
This rail may dump on him. Yeah, you can't throw it over there. If you want to go that way, you almost have to throw it off a rail. You throw it over there freehand, it's going to just keep going. Big opportunity for Roger now. Looks like a pretty nice shot.
Yeah, speed and lane both look good. See if
He's going to be disappointed to turn more.
Yeah, it's really flat down there that last couple feet right now.
Sure is. We saw Jim make this shot once, so I wouldn't be surprised to see him stick this. And that's exactly what he's just done. Great shot.
Yep. Go from being in perhaps a little bit of trouble to being in complete control of the frame, just like that.
Now he's really got Roger. Roger, he's all in right here. He has to go for it, and he's going to have to make a really good shot to get in there. Let's see if this one gets off that rail. It does. What a shot.
What a terrific shot.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, but it's just a prime example of why you don't want any extra weights on the board when you got the lead.
Right. Now you're having to outlag a middle to deep deuce. And if he doesn't, it's a brand new ball game. He may be going for this double here, which is what he's doing, and he's thrown that really good.
Boy, and what a stake through the heart this will be if he sticks it.
Great, two great shots right there. Just great shots. That's why they're in the finals.
Roger's body language showed he was a little upset or disappointed about that shot, but he actually got off pretty easy because that was very close to being 4 points, not 2.
Yeah, it was. He knows if he steals 2, though, right there, like he thought he was going to, that he might even be the favorite with the hammer. Yeah, and now he's right back in the position he was, just chasing, trying to get Jim to stick away. Which he does. Here we go.
Yeah, and that's one of the tiny little holes in Jim's game is not having a true blast shot. Wow.
Let's see what he does here. This is a spot where I like to throw just past the deep foul line and take that go around away, but some people like to be more aggressive and go in there themselves.
And still others might just knock the weight off.
True, true. He's doing one of the first two options. I think he's doing the more conservative route, what I would do with a 5-point lead, just trying to take this. No, he's going in there. I'm sorry. And it's a really good shot.
Yep, that pretty much eliminates any go around for Roger.
Yeah, that's a really, really nice shot.
I'm thinking right here that Roger may try and tap that deeper weight out into the open. Nope, he's going to go down and just try and make the double. Very nice.
Leo, stick the double down the rail and roll it to a deuce. Not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Everybody's got that in the arsenal, right?
Yeah, sure. Sure they do. I would pay a lot of money to have that shot, I'll tell you that right now. So Jim going to try to stick this weight, and he does. Deep one. Take that with an 11-6 lead.
You know, about our finalists here, Roger is going for his second win. This would be Jim's first, and it's the first time he's hit the top three in the event, so this is already a career best.
Wow, that's another surprising thing right there, as well as he plays. That's really surprising.
Yeah, although he really came on in that 2011 and has won multiple majors since then. But
yeah,
his rise up into the ranks of the top players happened. Well, I really can't say it's quickly. You know, that's one of my hometown favorite musicians, Bob Seger. He became a quote-unquote overnight sensation after playing 7 days a week for 10 years in Detroit. So
you got to like that persistence, though, just sticking with it and finally just figuring it out one day, what it takes. Because when I first started playing, Jim was winning everything. That was back in 2011 or so. Like, I was like, who is this guy? Because he wins everything.
Yeah, and it was actually, I think it was around 2001 or 2002 that he won the Division I singles out here. So
wow.
It was another decade after hitting that level.
Yeah.
Before he became really one of the top players. It's a big jump from that strong 0 to a legitimate -1.
It really is. It really is. It's the toughest jump, that's for sure. Back to the game, Roger just pumped a 3 in from this tough lagging in to make it a ball game again. He's not just gonna go away. He's gonna grind this thing out, make Jim earn every point to get to 15.
Yeah, and 9 is one of the magic numbers in this game. You know, Roger's thinking now he can be out in 2 hammers.
Right.
So if we can hold Jim to 1 or even a 2 here and lag a 3, then you'll force Jim to go out on the next frame or give Roger a chance to do so himself.
This one looks pretty good.
I think it's going to pull up.
You're right. Yep, it did.
Yeah, that just left to center.
It's not what he wanted there, but he gets on 12. He keeps the hammer where he wants it. So, I mean, he's not too disappointed here. He would have liked to have had a deuce, but I don't think he wanted to switch it and be 11-10 right now. That's for sure.
Yeah, with 1 point game instead of 3 and with the hammer on.
Right. Yeah, I think he's still very much in control right here. Roger took a short break. right, Roger's going to be throwing some logo ones here. Try to get Jim to stick a weight, and then he's going to go around. He knows Jim likes to shoot that left, so he's going to put it on the right side of the board and make him go across the board at these weights.
Yeah, you get a better chance of getting a stick out in that area.
Absolutely. You can't throw it as hard going across the board and the angle that it's at.
Yeah, that is one of the finer points of the game, and one of the more gratifying things when you want a guy to stick a weight and you're trying to figure out in your mind where you need to put that.
Absolutely.
Relative to the left side or right side of the board to give yourself the best chance, and they actually stick it. That's kind of a satisfying feeling.
Absolutely.
I want to say guess right, but to make the educated guess.
Here we go, big lag right here. He pumped a 3 in last time from down here. I think he threw that one pretty good too.
Looks like it might be a little short.
Oh, it was a deuce, and it rolled back. I know that was in there for a couple of seconds. And that is one of the things, Roger, he does throw a spinning weight with his lag, so that can happen. It can roll back. Some players throw flat weights, some throw it spinning.
Yeah, it's a little unusual for someone who lags freehand to have a spinning weight. Most
Right.
people that lag freehand, their weights are very flat.
Absolutely. It is a little different. Roger has a unique lag, though. I don't know of anyone else that lags like he does, arm fully extended, a little rock back, and then it's like he throws it with his body and his fingers more than anything else. It's very unusual, but obviously very effective.
Yeah, and actually it bears a little resemblance to Glenn Davidson. There's not a lot of video of Glenn out there, but if you get a chance to see any of it.
Okay.
But Glenn was a dead flat weight, no spin whatsoever.
Junior also considered the best lagger we have. He always freehand and always a flat weight. Oh, wow. That's obviously a pretty big hop right there. That is a deuce. Jim just kicking himself down there. I know the feeling. Here's what they say is the toughest shot in shuffleboard. Looks like he went through a dry spot, and yeah, that is not a good cover at all.
Yeah, and not keeping those rails waxed, that's a mental mistake.
It really is. He's kicking himself right now.
Jim does seem to be in pretty good control of this particular shot, although it is a little closer to the rail than the other ones.
He's going to have to throw this one maybe a little firmer or just a little more up the rail. But like you said, either way, I expect him, if he doesn't stick it, to come really close to sticking it.
Oh.
And he does. He just threw it firmer on the same line, and look at that.
Well, at least it's only a 1.
Right.
Yeah,
But,
who knows, if you make a great cover there, he's likely to just lag a deuce or a 3.
The game may be over right now. You're right. You never know. It may be 12-12. It also they may be wiping the board. You're not sure what would have happened there.
But certainly if you're Roger going into that frame and someone offered you or said you can get out of this frame with just giving him 1 point, you'd be pretty happy with that.
Exactly. I mean, if I'm Roger right now, I'm looking to get it to 13-12. I mean, I would be happy with that right now, and then hopefully you can get Jim to lag a 1 on a clean board, and then you're on the go-out hole coming back.
Yeah, absolutely. A three lag would be great, but yeah, if he gets on 12 and Jim doesn't get out, then what more can you ask for than a chance to lag
Right.
out?
You don't necessarily have to push for the end here. If you can get on 12, you're feeling good. You know you just put some pressure on Jim. I'm going to work that left cross here, see if he can get Jim to miss a weight. Big stick.
Yeah,
Jim would love to get on 14 right here. Like we said, I think Roger'd be happy with a deuce here. I don't know if he let that one go.
Doesn't look like a deuce.
It didn't look like it came out of his hand really great there.
Yeah, it's being very demonstrative there, but that weight, I think both of us felt as soon as he let it go that it wasn't going to be a deuce or a three.
Yeah. All right, now, but if he had got on,
we will go to the time-honored tradition of blaming the board or the wax.
that's one of the things when you become a pro. I mean, it just comes naturally along with it. I do believe you don't necessarily have to be a pro to do that, but you get pretty good at it when you are a pro.
Yeah, it's going to couple that with the look of amazement.
Yeah. How did it do that? I don't understand. I threw it perfect. So if Roger had got on 12, I think he would play to keep this board clean. Now I'm not sure. There's different ways to play this frame. He's definitely going to try to steal if he sticks something, which just happened. So here we go. He's coming in there 100%.
It's interesting because Jim wanted to stick, well, he wanted to roll it over to the side, but he definitely was not thinking about hitting and going.
Yeah, he didn't want it to go there, I don't think. It takes away that right finger shot he's been shooting. That's a great shot by Roger. That's the thing about Roger. I mean, he just pulled out a left span go around. He literally has every shot in the book. He knows that a left cross, I threw that last night, and he probably remembers a left cross just stays over on the corner. So,
yes, I remember that from my commentating.
He takes out the left span. And not everybody has that shot, I promise. Jim going for the double here.
Really got to force that over. That
You do.
just a tiny little hump there, it looks like.
And Roger's trying to decide if he wants to bump this weight or cover it and then bump. All kinds of options here. Looks like he's trying to come in there again, but I think he's going to run into the weight.
Well, not great, but not bad.
Right. I believe this
Tim's
is
probably not going to take a chance on shooting the double. I would think he's going to try and hit this and maybe roll in behind the other.
yeah, this is third weight, right?
Yes.
Third weight, yeah.
Gordy Smith, are you in here anywhere?
But tricky little area because he has missed down the rail side
Kind of
a
wonder if
couple
he'll.
of weights.
Yeah, he could shoot this left rail or he could shoot that right finger shot again. I think that's what he's trying to decide between right now.
I'm kind of surprised that, well, I guess he doesn't really shoot a lot of left-hand finger shots, but to me it seems like that might be the best angle.
This is really flat right here. I don't have it. Oh, that was actually Jim's hammer, and he stuck for one. I thought that was his third weight. It's a nice shot right there. He wanted to get on 14. You definitely don't want it 13-13. So now Roger's He's going to try to create some action here, try to get out, try to get on 14 at least.
We're going to see a lot of anguish in the body language of Jim if he sticks one.
And here we go, very first weight.
Interesting that he's not even watching Roger's weight there.
Wow.
That's pretty much.
Killed it, just killed it.
Last thing Roger wanted to do is
That's
split
pretty much
those
just
two
an absolutely
rails.
terrible shot.
Yeah,
Now there's no
it's
action
better
whatsoever
to
for him.
go off, come up short, anything but hit that weight to a rail.
Oh, and look at this. Ooh. Yep, he's got no action whatsoever now.
No.
Only chances. Yeah, stick would have been good there, and maybe get a miss out of Jim and get a chance to lag out. But
Roger says he guesses he'll just have to lag a 4.
we'll see if that's a Babe Ruthian type of
He's
call there.
calling his shot. Bow down to him if he does going from this end. I haven't seen one yet. Jim going to try to put a deep one right in the middle of the board.
Yeah, maybe even a dude.
Even better.
Yeah, that's
a great shot.
I don't know that Roger's even going to think about shooting at this.
If he does, he's definitely thinking of rolling it. But yeah, I'm with you. I think he's going to lag. Put a pretty good
Have a
stroke
little
on it.
better speed than the last couple of lags.
Oh my. What a shot.
Okay.
And I promise you, if you're in Jim's shoes right now, that just took the air out of you just a little bit to put a middle deuce on a tough lag in and watch this guy lag a 3 on you.
Yeah, I wish I knew what the statistic was at 14-14.
You
How
know,
often the guy without the hammer wins the game.
and
but,
I think the guy without the hammer wins a lot more often than people believe that he does.
Absolutely.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's somewhere around 60-40, actually. There's so much pressure on you with the hammer to not stick a weight, to not hop a weight. Bill Melton, whenever I was first learning this game, he told me the most fun you can have in a shuffleboard game is 14-14 without the hammer. That's what he told me. He loves it. He says he's stolen more games from 14-14 without the hammer in big spots than anyone, and I believe him.
I believe I have a couple of those scars.
He says he would rather the person stick the last weight than the beginning weight. That way he can bury one with his last weight. But he also doesn't mind keeping a clean board and getting to place that last weight wherever he would like.
Something that he's particularly good at.
Right. Figuring out where that tough spot to stick is and putting it right there. Jim's probably going to try to stick this weight.
Anybody who's a top player in this game has Bill Melton scars.
I believe that.
Oh, no. Are you kidding me?
Oh, no. No!
Oh, my goodness.
That's just hard to fathom.
Just big
I just
mistake
don't
right
get it because it
there.
didn't need to be a 2 or a 3 by any means.
This board is so tough to stick a weight on. I mean, anything around that deep emblem is a really good shot there. Well, that just shows you the best in the world can make a mistake, because that's what just happened. He's kicking himself right now for not making Jim have to shoot that last shot.